the Fan.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
Pair of panties.
Would you be quiet, Rosie?
Are you through, Mr. Wizard?
Smash. Gaze at a graveyard.
Listen up, the ratings this month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Super duper, gang.
Yeah! Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
It is the 29th of February. Does that exist? It does this year. 2024. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday morning on the Power Trip. Usually the best day of the week, but no Tommy today. That's okay. Ben Leber is back, so that does officially make it again the best day of the week. Ben will be back. We'll talk to Tom Pelissero live from Indianapolis, Indiana, and the Combine about the NFL and much, much more in just a bit. We'll talk about everything going on in the world. So let's get her started. Rest in peace, comedian Richard Lewis. Here's some comedy on a Thursday morning. And here's to friends and that important love we share. Come on in. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm excited. I'm just a little paranoid tonight. I haven't performed in a couple of months, and yet, hey, I'm paranoid about everything in my life. Even at home, on my stationary bike, I have a rear view mirror, which I'm not thrilled about. And sadly, my last shrink, she retired about a week ago. I'm freaked out, and it was sort of a nightmare. She was only 24. I guess I burned her out real fast, and the last session was unbelievable. She set herself on fire. She ran out of the session going, "No mas, no mas," you know. So what do? I'm on the road. I'm a comic. You know, you go to these clinics, all these rip-off clinics now. I was in Dallas. I had this therapy amusement park, Six Flags over Bellevue, you know, and. But hey, what's my problem? What's your for me? I have bad posture. I have low self-esteem. I'm unhappy about it. I could blame my parents. I want to blame my parents for practically everything. Look, after high school, I said, what should I do? I have no idea what I should do. And they went, well, we think you should run away with the circus. And that wasn't good for me.
The Beaver. I like the Alaskan pipeline.
Hey, man, Richard Lewis, just, a week or two ago on Curb, sitting on the golf cart, talking to Larry about not putting each other in their own wills, right? Because Larry's like, don't put me in your will.
I know, man.
Because I'm worth more than you. You want some of my money. I don't need your money. And they sat there and argued about their wills, and I hope that's not the last Richard Lewis appearance of the season. My guess is it's not.
I bet it's not.
I hope it's not. But
man, I tell you, I was like legitimately moved when I found out he passed away. I was like, that hit me like, I was like, oh. But I remember distinctly a couple of times this season, specifically that scene where they're talking about the will and they're in the golf cart. And I was thinking to myself, well, they don't have him walking around very much this season.
No, he looked...
Yeah,
well, the last couple seasons of Curb spread out over the last handful of years, Richards looked pretty rough.
Yeah.
Right? It looked like he was struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was just watching an appearance of his on Stern, and he was talking about how he met Larry David for the first time when they were 11 years old at, whatever you call it, summer camp, whatever you call it. Mm-hmm. And they hated each other. Yeah. And he didn't see him again until they were adults and comedians. And then Larry was afraid of him because Richard was a terrible alcoholic and drug abuser at the point. And Larry never drank or anything, apparently. So, long friendship, man.
What are the chances that two kids at a random summer camp are going to end up to be Larry David and Richard Lewis?
Yeah.
How about that? I know.
And there's somebody put together like a 2-hour timeline of like the first appearance of Larry and Richard together, and it's the first episode, the tent pants episode, and then the last scene in the hour and 58 minutes bit on YouTube is Larry looks at him laughing and goes, "When are you gonna die?" And they laugh about it, and it's this like very sweet moment that now is, I like the thing he wrote in Vanity Fair was great. He made me sob, and I'll never forgive him for that.
Yeah.
For dying.
Yeah, for dying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best, man. You know, that's good. That's good friendship. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We sound different, don't we?
A little bit.
Yeah.
They changed our mics. Ours are really, really.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you didn't even notice, did you?
No.
Yeah, no. These. I believe these are.
Corey's is the same.
Yeah, his is the same.
Mine's the same. Yeah. What's up with yours?
These are the new EVs.
These are fancy. Do I sound sexy?
No, you sound the same.
Low.
Oh.
I have to pop
fine.
you up quite a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't seem sad. I mean, you're a little down about Richard Lewis. But
Yeah, which sucks. I like Richard Lewis.
I liked him too, man. He was one of my favorite characters on the show.
You know,
Yeah.
Richard Lewis, again, is a child born in 1980. When I grew up
Boing.
in the 80s and 90s, Richard Lewis was one of those guys who was famous, but I wasn't quite sure what he was famous for because it's not like he was on shows or movies that I watched. He was just one of those people that was famous that I would see on The Tonight Show or something. I'd be like, that's Richard Lewis.
Yeah.
But I didn't quite know what he did. I knew he was a comedian, but I wouldn't have never been able to tell you what he was famous for. He was, to me, he was just one of those famous comedians that did something I wasn't familiar with. And then for me, Curb changed everything when I was, 20-ish? When did it start? 2000 maybe?
I don't know.
2001?
Yeah,
Somewhere in that range?
99 even, maybe?
Somewhere in that range. So, yeah, I didn't really get super familiar with him until Curb.
He made 48 appearances on the Letterman show.
October 15, 2000. Really?
Yep, 48 appearances. He and obviously, I mean that was their generation. Though. I mean, Letterman, Larry, Richard. You had Jay Leno. What's the guy's name? Who Paul Reiser? All those guys were all stand-up comedians at the same time. Crazy.
Paul Reiser.
Yeah. Yeah, and Richard had that show with
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis, the television show. Yeah.
I don't even know what show it is. I've just seen so many photos in the last 24 hours of the two of them together.
What was the name of the show?
hang on.
I do remember it.
Saving the Bell?
Anything But Love.
That was the name of it?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right. That's
Love?
crazy.
And as an actor, he's known for playing co-star with Jamie Lee Curtis in the sitcom Anything But
That's
Love.
so
Never
crazy.
even heard of that show.
I remember the show. I don't remember that being the title of it for some reason. That's weird.
And she yesterday, I think on Instagram, thanked him because she's sober because of him. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. So yeah, hopefully, he went easy. That's a tough way to die, and I'm sad to say that I know all about that, and that's a tough way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's his heart attack, right? According to
Yeah, but it was Parkinson's.
Yeah, he had Parkinson's.
had been living with Parkinson's. Died Tuesday night after suffering a heart attack. 76 years old.
Yep, just around the corner. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it sucks.
So there you go.
All right, so I mean,
thanks for the giggles, funny man.
yeah, a man's dead, and we're sounding like we're depressed about it. But again, if you don't know who Richard Lewis is, watch Curb and just enjoy his comedic ability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy it.
You haven't
He's
seen
great.
Curb. He's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, he'd
he's
like
wonderful.
that probably. He wanted to make you laugh,
Yeah.
and so do we. But
Yeah,
we're
man.
not as good at it.
No, we're not.
No, we're not quite Richard Lewis.
No, I'm sort of like you. I'm like Biz Markie, and I want to be Tupac.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get
good.
that. Yeah.
Right. Sauce, who are you?
I am.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love?
I'm not that good. I
I'm
should
Carrot Top.
Biz Markie's pissed at me. You're Carrot Top?
Yeah, but I want to be George Carlin.
That's okay.
Although Carrot Top, I think, isn't there that stat that, like, he's made the most money doing stand-up in Las Vegas ever?
Is that right? I did not
It's
know
something
that.
like that.
I mean,
No
he's had a
kidding.
residency there forever.
The Luxor for, like, which Hawk loves that hotel.
I love it. I do really well there. It's one of the few casinos in the world that I still do well at.
I met her, was on tour at a concert. She had long hair and a short.
We need to make up a new story about Biz Markie, or I can't keep playing this.
Oh.
Well, so
he's
Richard
still
Lewis,
with us.
Richard Lewis died.
Right.
Yeah.
Wrestler Virgil died. Mm-hmm. You know, about
his full
100.
name?
Like 140,000 people across the world die every day.
Yeah.
But when people say famous people die in threes, let's hope it's not Biz Markie.
Well played.
Good idea.
Well done.
That's well. I mean, well done.
Yeah, that was
See,
very good.
You're at your top of your game, even though you sound like you're dying.
Yeah, are you still dying? Do you feel like hell?
Nope, feel great, sound
would
awful.
you say that Richard Lewis feels better than you do right now?
Oh, poor RL.
Probably close. It's probably close.
What if R.L. Stein was actually Richard Lewis?
Wow. I never thought of that.
Oh, baby. What was the story behind this? Like he wasn't going to sing it? It was kind of a goof.
I don't know. I'm probably the only one who I hate this song.
I love this song.
Well, this probably brings back bad memories.
Wow. No, I've always hated this song.
Just a friend. That's probably too much of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was in the news, though.
I love how Abbott yesterday said, yeah, the turning it down, turn it back up bit. That's not going to work.
Yeah,
And
good
we just-
idea, but
why not?
It ain't
move
gonna work.
through it, right?
Yeah.
Why doesn't that work?
I don't know. Abbott didn't really have an answer. They play music on Common's show.
Shouldn't that
Yeah,
work?
but again, they you got to make it a news story. I don't crapping know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Biz Markie was in a movie. What movie? Oh, Men in Black.
Yeah, Men in Black, yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh.
Remember that?
I do remember that.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
What?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it.
That's-
Oh, by the way,
Every now and again, somebody says something like that. I think it seems impossible to navigate the world of cable television and not have seen Men in Black.
by the way,
Yes, sir.
Biz Markie is dead.
Oh, son of a bitch!
That's why it's in the news.
Yeah, he died in July 16th, 2021.
Are you
Right.
kidding me?
And we probably talked about it at the time, but because our memory's so bad,
Correct.
it is news to us,
Yes.
and we had to play it.
Yeah,
Oh,
correct.
Biz.
So again, they come in threes. Richard Lewis,
Whoa.
Virgil,
Been there.
Biz Markie.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Needed a Jimmy.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news.
What is it?
Son of a...
So Sauce was highlighted in Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine as a Twin Cityan.
Yeah, you
Oh,
sure were.
yeah.
Paul Meatsauce Lambert, one
Proud
of the
of you.
most lovable lumps in local media, is the fan favorite of KFAN's ratings juggernaut, the Power Trip Morning Show.
Hey,
Are we a ratings juggernaut?
We're a ratings juggernaut.
I guess.
They asked him a bunch of questions. Who's a local media personality who really gets it? He said Tom Bernard.
Yes, I would agree with you on that. I think that's a statement.
Is there
That's
a
true.
media personality who you can't stand? He wrote Corey Cove.
Yeah.
I was going to write you for both of them, but I thought this is funnier.
Yeah. Oh, so you were going for the joke? You weren't being honest?
No, I was being honest, but I was also going for the joke. It's a quid pro quo.
Dear
Yeah. Those are my
God.
Those are my least favorite kind. I was real glad when I read that because at first I was like, yeah, some bitch better mention me.
I did. It was edited out.
Yep, that always happens.
No, I'm serious.
Oh, of course. When he said a Twin Cities media person who gets it, he could have said Chris. He
Yeah.
said
No.
Paul Allen or
Chad Abbott?
Dan Bernard or
Dan Bernard.
Dan Barrero, Dan the Common Man Cole, Tom Bernard.
I love Tom Bernard. And one of the questions was that they edited out was who's the first person you listened to in the morning? And I wrote Chris Hockey.
Aw.
Because he's the first person I talked to in the
Literally,
morning.
I am the first person you talked to.
Yeah.
Can you ask me, Hawk?
Except for Muppet, I
Can
bet.
you ask me who I think gets it in the Twin Cities and then who I don't think gets it? Go ahead. You ask me. Either one of you. Go ahead.
Who do you think gets it in the Twin Cities media?
Wapple from 93X.
He actually does.
Now ask the other one.
Who do you think you can't stand?
Meatsauce Paul Lambert. Twin City and Meatsauce Paul Lambert.
Oh.
Well, you just did exactly what he did.
But I love Wapple's work.
Who's Wapple?
He's a good dude.
I don't know who he is.
He's from 93X.
This is one of my favorite bits, too. Lowest character flaw.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He wrote gossipy.
That's my favorite character.
I was going to say, you're the, outside of Barb, you're the biggest gossip in the building.
Oh, my God. What did you just say?
The two of you are the king and queen of iHeart gossip.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, you.
I should play it again. Yeah.
I was trying to diffuse the tension.
I'm not.
You're fine.
What do you consider the highest character trait in a Minnesotan? You said caring about others. Like if your Uncle Petesauce was drowning and you had the choice between Muppet and Pete to save one of them, you would save your dog.
Yeah, he texted me yesterday.
Yeah, what did he say about
He
it?
said, congrats on the article, but I would save you over my dog.
I believe yesterday you said you would rather go to Muppet's funeral than even watch a Zoom eulogy of your Uncle Peter's.
Yeah, he said that.
I'd rather watch the Zoom eulogy of Peters than go to Muppet's funeral. Meaning I wouldn't want to see.
Because you're too
Muppets.
emotional.
You are correct, sir.
Here's a question
you'd
for
be
you.
more torn up about that than your Uncle Peter.
Yeah.
Let's say that there was it was one accident. It was Cory leaving here.
Yeah.
And at a high rate of speed on his chopper.
Who's got a chopper?
Petesauce.
Oh, yeah.
And he comes around the corner.
Yeah.
And he hits, because he's running from the cops, because he's sold some dope.
Yeah.
And he hits Cory's car door at a high rate of speed, ejected himself from the motorcycle straight into the driver's side window of Cory's car. They make contact head to head. They literally, their heads explode. There's brains everywhere. They can't separate brain from brain. They're both dead. And strangely enough, their funerals are at the exact same time. For some reason, Cory's being buried in New Ulm, and Meatsauce is being buried by the prison in Stillwater. Whose funeral are you going to? And please be honest with me. Don't lie for once in your damn life.
I'm going to Cory's.
Really? Over Meatsauce?
Yeah.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah. You're going to be there.
Rosen is going to be at mine because there's going to be more famous people there.
Well, yeah. Because Tom Bernard might be there.
Yeah.
Nick and Josh from 93X might be there.
Right.
No, they don't
and
like
Wapple.
you. I got a gig. I can't go to either one. My apologies. I'll send flowers to Meatsauce's and a bag of feces to Cory's.
Which is
a bag of feces.
Which is really cruel because I'm dead. Yeah. I don't know you sent a bag of crap. You're just sending a bag of crap to my wife and kids.
Right, and they're going to go, what?
They don't deserve that. I do.
Yeah, put this in the coffin with him.
Dirty pop.
So we can't. There's already too many bags of feces that people send. And then Dwight's dad jumps in there after him. Or your dad.
You guys better cry at my funeral.
I'll sob at your funeral.
Thank you.
I'll be real broken up, though, at Tom Bernard's funeral.
I know, and I don't blame him. He's been really great to you.
Yes, so have all of you.
No, I know. I'm not saying whatever. I'm just saying he's a good dude. I like that guy, man. He's a hero.
He gets it.
He does.
He does. Do you know who doesn't get it and I can't stand? That guy.
Yeah, Cory Cove.
Yeah.
People can't see your point. I wish Tom had told you about that.
Yeah, Tom should have helped me more.
Ben Leber makes his triumphant return to the Power Trip Morning Show after a week or so.
Get that sexy ass in here, Ben.
Hawaii. No Tommy today. He needs a week off.
Yeah, he really does.
Wendy's changed their mind. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
Tom Pelissero later. We can talk about the Combine. Lots to get to on the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
The Fan.
I hope your soul's singing this morning. Wake up, everybody. Thursday, the 29th day of 2024. Yes.
Been down.
Sleep day.
Cascade.
I don't think my year, my 2024, is going to be any better, and I have an extra day this year. You know, I could have had so much more time to accomplish things, to get things done, to be productive.
Yeah, right.
My guess is my output for 2024 will be the same as 2023. Whole extra day wasted.
Yeah.
Well, you got a number of days left in the year. I mean, you could take today and just do something completely new.
But that's what I'm saying is today I'm going to waste.
You're going to waste it for sure. Yeah,
I'm going to sleep
you've already decided.
the sore throat off. I'm going to sleep it off.
I'm going to go to
nothing today.
the Willy Wonka experience.
Oh, my God.
In Glasgow, Scotland. I think I'm going to do that today.
It looks like an experience.
It certainly does.
That is the definition of immersive.
Yeah, I was immersed in looking at pictures last night. You guys had me all hooked up, and that's hilarious, man. Can you explain it to the lovely people who might not know what we're talking about? Saucy?
Let Twin City and Sauce do it.
So this guy put together this Willy Wonka experience, and he was charging people, and it's supposed to be like, you know when you go to Vegas and you see like the Neon Wolf bit, and it's like this unbelievably cool, colorful experience that you walk through? It was supposed to be that. But it was the worst thing ever. There was like somebody hiding behind a mirror. They was charging a ton of people, and it was kind of too scary for kids. As they said in the story, disorganized mini maze of randomly placed oversized props, a lackluster candy station that dispensed one jelly bean per child, and a terrifying chrome mask character that would scare many of the children to tears.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that mask thing, by the way. I looked at it. I can't think of any part of Willy Wonka that had that scary thing in it.
There's a picture that is in the Independent UK story, and it's just a bunch of like lunchroom tables and what looks to be half of a bouncy house. So yeah, people were attending charged in attending it, and it was just a disaster.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Yeah, so the experts are saying like the Sphere in Las Vegas, Rise of the Resistance at Disney World, and the Willy Wonka experience at Glasgow, Scotland are the three immersive experiences the human brain can possibly withstand.
They said the children. There's a picture of it. It's just a crappy wooden table. And it says, the children were given a quarter cup of lemonade.
I love that they all got one jelly bean.
one jelly bean.
Not one package.
Well, in the movie, they each got one everlasting gobstopper, right?
Yeah,
so you just get one jelly bean.
Yeah.
Was it an everlasting jelly bean? I didn't realize.
I don't believe so.
And then one of the bits on the story is there's an AI printed picture that he just posted on a wall. That was it.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like a warehouse that has been robbed, and they left the 6 things that are worth the least amount.
Yes, well said. Yeah.
Funny.
Man.
Yeah.
Charging what, $40 a ticket?
Yep.
Did you guys hear about the Tommy Olsen experience at Zorba's?
No.
Yeah. You just sit on his lap and he wiggles. Oh. Yeah. It's pretty popular. He'll sit on your lap or you can sit on his, either one.
I have a handful of jokes, but I don't want to tip our hand from last week.
Yeah, understood. Yeah. Man, I like Zorba's. That's a fun night right there, man.
The NBC News story is a Willy Wonka inspired experience scam was so bad that people called the police.
They called the police for like their money back or something like that? Yeah.
It was $44 a ticket.
Again, our memory's terrible. We just forgot that Biz Marquis died 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Remind me, did you see Wonka, Chris, or not? The
I
new
did,
one with
yeah.
Chalamet?
I've seen all of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I really like the new one.
I have not.
It was much better than the Johnny Depp, obviously.
Way better.
Chalamet is, he's charming. I like that kid a lot. And I thought the songs were pretty good. I liked it.
The Willy experience in Glasgow is better than the Johnny Depp film.
Yeah, it's weird because
I'd rather walk through that.
The Tommy experience at Zorba's is called Willie's as well.
Oh. Yeah, but only Willies are allowed to attend.
So, there you go.
All right. Anyway, Willy Wonka experience.
The Willy Wonka experience. I'd like to go to that.
I had the Timberwolves experience last night.
Yeah, you went, didn't you?
You probably didn't know that because I didn't sit courtside.
You didn't post a bunch of pictures?
Well, you're not a
Twin Cityan.
Twin Cityan is what you're not.
I'm not friends with Alex Rodriguez or Mark Laurie or Jordan Woods.
Or Charlie from...
Charlie.
I know a guy named Mark and a lady named Lori.
There you go.
And a man named Steve.
I did sit like 5 rows behind Glenn Taylor, though, and I was explaining to my 10-year-old, that guy has billions of dollars.
Did you tape yourself to him?
Nope. I did not. I did not yell at him about how he roasts chickens alive.
You should have. I thought you'd pat him on the back.
Yeah.
Well, I love chicken.
Thanks for all the chicken roasting.
I don't think you can get near him now, right?
I don't know. So when I took my girls to the Vikings game, it was the Colts game. That was their first Vikings game. We left when it was 33-0.
Yeah.
So even though if they had said that was the greatest comeback in NFL history, they saw 0 points.
None of it.
33 rep. Then I took my girls to the Wild game like 2 months ago, whatever it was. I think maybe it was January. They lost 3-0. Last night, the Grizzlies, giant underdogs to the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was 14 rip. And I said, should we just leave?
Was it really 14-0?
14-0.
They had to go to commercial break before the Wolves scored.
14-0. And, I hadn't been to a Wolves game in a while, but everybody was standing up. And the bid is apparently you stand up until the Wolves score their first basket, and then everybody sits down. Well, everybody's standing up, and my 10-year-old Harper keeps going, I can't really see. How come everybody's standing up? I'm like, I think they're just waiting for the Wolves to score their first point. She didn't see the game for 3 hours. It was 14-0.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
They came back and won, of course, and it was fun, and we stayed the whole time. But, that was, I'm like, man, is it mathematically possible to lose 112-0? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, of course.
It is possible.
It would be tough to do.
It would be almost impossible.
But it's not zero.
It's not 0%. It's just not.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you said you had an 80% shooter out there, which is astronomically higher than anybody that's ever lived.
Well,
sure.
Well, sure.
It is still mathematically possible.
Yeah.
Because you're going to miss 20% of them. It is possible if you let that person shoot the entire game that he goes like 0 for 90.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Wouldn't today's
Like
show
winning the Powerball.
be better in some ways if we had lost 120 to nothing?
100%.
Well,
Yeah.
It would be better.
And he was there?
If I was there and they truly lost by
Right.
112 to
And
0.
I'm not saying I don't want them to win the championship. I'm just saying just for one game.
It would be
we were
unbelievable.
there if they didn't score a single point. And they tried, by the way. They gave her
100%.
hell.
Oh, yeah.
They gave her hell. They just couldn't sink a shot to save their lives. Imagine the show we could do.
Yeah. We'd probably go down there to do it.
And I think if they played that poorly, they literally would never allow you to come back again.
Yeah, you'd
That's
be
the
banned.
only thing that they could blame it on is you.
When
And
it was 14-0, I truly did have that thought go through my mind. I'm like, this is going to be a great bit if I just say I'm swearing off live sports for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's my out to never go to a Vikings, Wolves, Wilder Twins game again. I can't. I'm cursing the team.
Sorry,
If
Abbott.
they'd say, you don't believe in curses, I'd be like, I can't risk it.
Yeah, I can't risk it.
I can't risk it. I can't go to sporting events
And
anymore.
I
I'm
would-
sorry.
Abbott.
I think everybody would agree.
Can't do fan line. Can't do
I
it.
can't. I don't want the Vikings to lose.
Yeah.
Can't be my fault.
No.
But then they're going to say, well, you guys, you really only lose when you bring your girls. And I'll be like, well,
Ain't their fault.
Yeah. And then you
don't
would
you
say,
dare blame my girls.
and they're always in my heart.
Right. And if my heart's at the game, I might cost the team the NFC title.
Great point. Can we play that?
A little bit of it.
Phil Collins is here.
But my girls got on the Jumbotron.
Oh, yeah?
And
They did?
yeah. And Bailey was apparently, as soon as they flipped him up on the screen, Bailey was picking stuff out of her teeth. So she had just taken a bite of something like a second before that. So she's picking something out of her teeth and just quickly ducked her head.
Yeah.
And Harper, it was basically Angie and Bailey. So Harper tried to lean into the shot. So then when Marnie came down and talked to us in the third quarter, she's like, I saw you guys in the Jumbotron. And Harper was super. All she wanted to do was be on the Jumbotron. Of
course.
Didn't care about the score. Didn't care about the game.
Oh, great song.
Sauce to go. What is the thing they're always trying to get us to go? Viral?
Yeah.
Would you, on purpose, go knuckle deep into your nose on the jumbo?
Yeah.
On the Jumbotron?
I pick my nose all the time.
I know you do, but I mean really get in
get
there.
in there.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
And then inspect what's on your finger.
Right, but you'd have to act
As
you know,
if-
like if
yeah.
they have those plants, right? Where
Yeah.
they have those guys that do those crazy stunts
Yeah.
on the Jumbotron. You would have to just be digging like Hawk's talking about.
Yeah.
Just knuckle
Sure.
deep.
Just
and then they
like-
flip you up on the Jumbotron, but then you'd have to act like you don't know you're on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as the crowd starts to laugh and chant and cheer, you just keep going. And
Yeah, like you lost your keys in there.
and like Hawk says,
Yeah, I'm in.
take your finger out, inspect it, and then slowly bring it towards your mouth.
Yeah.
Just at the last
And
second
then
they cut away.
exactly, right before you're going to eat it, they cut away.
Yeah.
Oh, my
100%.
We
Kelly
gotta
and I
make that happen.
we're going on Friday.
Oh, please make that
Please
happen.
do
Yeah.
that.
Kelly and I
Just-
are going Friday.
Front row?
You
with
know
Rosie?
you would go
No.
so viral.
Yeah.
literally
Yeah,
would.
yeah. I should wear because Tom Renard's my guy, I should wear a KQRS shirt
That'd
when
be
I
fine,
do it.
for sure.
Just kidding.
He is a good dude. I
Yeah.
have no problem with that. Good work.
Did you want me to put you, Corliss?
No, I'm not anti-Tom Bernard either.
You're anti me. Oh, great song. I will do that on Friday. Sure. Plus,
All right.
I'll be probably half in the bag, so it'll be even better.
I think I'm going to the Wild game on Sunday, so if they show me,
Yeah,
I'm
just
not
be-
going to do that.
Oh, maybe you and my dad can do a thing.
I'm going to stuff my trousers with the giant tube snake. And just the whole time I'm on the screen, just be adjusting that monster.
Adjusting that monster. That should be the name of your next album. Adjusting that monster. God, how great would it be to have a monster?
It'd be super sweet.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
It'd be really cool. My life would be better.
Yeah,
Some-
in that
I mean,
survey, I would just write, I don't have to answer. I have a giant penis. Favorite last meal?
they
Never going to
wouldn't
have one.
publish that.
People with huge wieners don't die.
What?
Right. God, I wish I had a huge penis.
We all do.
that I do? Thank
I
you.
wish you did too. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's very kind.
Then you'd be off filming porn. I wouldn't have to deal with you every day.
Yeah, let me think that one through. I don't know if I want you to have one. I got to think of the pros and the cons. We'll do front page sports after this Power Trip Morning Show fan.
KFAN, the fan.
I don't know why.
I don't know why you did either, but you just scared the hell out of me. Anyway, you get my point.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to Power Trip Morning Show. Well, we don't just cover the sports, we go to the games.
Of course we do. Why would I not go to the games?
Damn right.
Oh, what a song.
Yeah, good tune, man. Phil Collins got a bunch of them, man.
Oh,
Just a bunch of
He's
them.
got 20 good songs.
Yeah, man. And, talked about Richard Lewis passing. Not to put any bad juju on anybody, but man, every time I see a picture of Phil Collins, I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And get your tributes ready because you have no idea how many of his songs you love until you look at his catalog.
Correct.
Holy moly. Anyway, Cory?
All right, let's do front page sports, shall we?
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey.
Oh, whatever.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores, Red Bull. You can buy two, get one free, those 8.4 ounces.
Oh, hell yeah,
That's
Daddy.
Buy two, get one free. You can mix and match. Buy and save on Red Bull at Holiday. Get to your favorite Holiday Station
Gotta
store
do
today.
it.
Get that Red Bull. Got to do it. I once
Gotta
said
do
that to
it.
the face of Jessica Simpson when she looked right at me.
Oh.
And
I
what
was
a
holding
face.
a Red Bull. She looked down. It was right down here in the hallway.
Yeah.
And she goes, Red Bull, huh? And I was, 24 years old?
Yeah.
Single, thinking I was cool. And I looked at her.
You
I wish
think
I had
you're
this voice. I wish I had raspy, sick voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish I
man.
looked back, because I looked back at her and I go, gotta do it.
Oh, you didn't say touch it?
No, I said, gotta do
You said
it.
you got to do it. Yeah.
Was that your chance?
I don't think that was my chance, but in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to be as cool as possible and see what happens. And that's the best I could come up with, was got to do it.
Got to do it. That's what he said.
She did not seem to care.
No.
Poor Liz.
She did think it was weird that there was a man standing there watching her as he drank Red Bull,
Right.
like examining the fruit in the fruit section.
Oh.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird, but what can you do? It's Jessica Simpson. It's like when what's her face, the really tall, beautiful, dark-haired lady, the singer. What was her name? She was on that one show where everybody
Mandy
died.
Moore?
Yeah, Mandy
Yeah,
Moore.
I almost crushed her face.
Yeah.
I walked around the corner at KDWB. I took a tight turn around the corner, almost ran right into somebody's face, and I was like, "Oh, sorry." Thought it was an intern or something. So I did the old step back. You know when you almost crush somebody in the face, you do the quick step back. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
And
Sorry,
I realized I almost just smashed the face of Mandy Moore.
Much
And
taller than you expected.
Yeah, she's like eye to eye with me, and
Yeah,
I'm 5'11", so I don't know what kind of shoe she had on that day, but she basically, we almost smashed faces.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Gorgeous, by the way, of course.
yeah, she's stunning.
She's stunning.
But I love how Hockey described her as the lady who's on the TV show where everybody dies.
Well, that's that show.
Walking Dead?
This Is Us.
This is us. Yeah.
Super sad.
So sad. Anyway.
So, one final kids say the darndest thing story from last night.
Oh my.
The kiddos' first ever Wolves game. We got really good seats. Guy in front of us, though, is 3 kinds of drunk.
Yeah.
He is texting. He's old man texting. He's holding it like way up in the air, and the font is like 72 point.
Yeah.
So every time he holds up the text, the kid can read everything he's saying.
Oh no.
And I'm reading along too, and he's definitely flirting with some lady, talking about their adorable picnic date and how cute it's going to be. But then he mixes in an F word or two, and of course the 10-year-old sees it.
Yeah.
This guy kept dozing off. He kept falling asleep because I think he'd had too much to drink.
Well, it happens.
He kept falling asleep, and then when he would wake up, he would yell at the refs. Right? It'd be like, "What are you looking at, 58?" Is the number of the ref.
That's so stupid.
And a couple of times he did it so loud, Bailey and Angie looked over at Harper, and Harper looked back at them, and she did the bit where where you put your thumb out and your pinky out, and then did the old international sign for tipping some back.
Booze bit? Yeah.
So Angie and Bailey are like, "What's that guy's deal?" And Harper just goes, "One of these."
Brilliant. God, what a smart kid.
Oh, yeah, she gets it.
Yeah.
That's great.
She's got no filter.
Yeah, that's great, though.
Then the first thing,
Good
of
for
course, she's 10. The first thing we did when we got back into the car on the parking ramp, the first thing she said is, "That guy with the large text was just texting the F word to some lady." I'm like, I thought you saw that.
It happens.
A lot of F words when he's flirting with her about their picnic date.
In the middle of February?
I don't know. So they were going to go on a picnic date. You could go on a picnic date on Sunday. It's going to be 70.
Yeah, man. It's going to be great.
So
man, get it done.
the Grizzle, who don't have John Morant, who don't have Desmond Bain, don't have Marcus Smart, even though he was there in street clothes complaining too.
Thank you.
They led 14-0.
Oh.
A bunch of no names. It was basically Jaren Jackson and no one else, and they were
Tito?
killing the Wolves. It was 14-0, but the Wolves come all the way back. They win 110-101. Even in the third quarter. after the Wolves cut it to 3 by half because they hit a buzzer beater at the half. Memphis did. Built an 11-point lead in the third, but then Ant comes storming back. He scores 17 in the third, and the Wolves pull away in the fourth. So the Wolves lead the West by a half a game over idle OKC, 2 games over Denver, and now 4 games over the Clippers, who blew a 21-point lead to the Lakers.
Yeah, how about that? I think I read on ESPN it's the biggest comeback in LeBron's career.
In the fourth
quarter career, yeah.
Also, last night at the Wolves game, they gave out Ant bobbleheads.
Oh, wow.
So I have 4 of them, and opening price, $1,000 a piece. If you'd like to buy one of those,
how much?
$1,000. You can just direct message me.
Okay.
Now, if you're saying, well, they gave out 15,000 of them,
right?
Why would I give you 1,000? Well, you must know I'm going to systematically hunt down and destroy the other 15,000. Okay. So eventually, these will be the only 4 Ant bobbleheads. So $1,000 today is a steal when I'm done in about 3 years hunting and destroying every other remaining bobblehead.
That's it.
Makes sense?
You got a lot of work to do.
That's a lot of effort to make.
That's what you're going to do with Leap Day, isn't it?
That's your Leap Day plan?
Maybe. I did think the bobbleheads were a perfect summation of all 4 of our personalities. Angie was, why do I have to carry this?
Yeah.
Harper was like, how much could I sell this for on eBay?
Yeah. Right.
And Bailey was unbelievably indifferent to, what is this? And why do I want this?
Right. Yeah.
And of course, I'm like, this is a great bid for the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell Ant bobbleheads.
Yeah.
Right.
My kid's a schemer.
Yeah.
Rosie was not sitting front row. Maybe because A-Rod was not there. Oh. No Rosie at the Wolves Memphis game because he was watching the Gopher women's game. 108-60. They got their butts absolutely destroyed by number 6 Iowa, and of course Caitlin Clark, who scored 33 points and passed Lynette Woodard for the most points in women's college basketball history. She's just 17 back of Pete Maravich. 18, I guess, to break it, 17 to tie it. But in terms of most points in college basketball history, major college basketball history, I guess there's, I don't know if it's D2 or D3. There's somebody that has more, but who cares about that? We're talking D1.
Who holds the record in D3, Hawk?
Marquise Gray.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Wow, good for him, man.
Yeah.
Oh, remember him?
Yeah. He came in here a couple times.
Yeah.
Nice dude.
Yeah, good dude. And he played D3 after he left the Gophers.
Yeah.
Absolutely packed at the barn to see Caitlin Clark. Everybody's got signs. Everybody's asking for autographs.
Yep. And I know I've heard it 1,000 times, so I'm embarrassed to say I don't know how you say Coach Plitzaway? The Gophers coach?
I think you said it right the second time.
Plitzaway. Here she talks about Caitlin Clark.
She's the most dominant player, the best player to have ever played in the women's game, bar none.
Wow.
And to do what she does game after game it's almost mind-boggling, honestly. There's a lot of appreciation for what she's doing.
So Caitlin Clark, that was a good example of old school versus new school, because I saw the story today that said, hey, she passed Lynette Woodard, and she's 17 points from tying Pete Maravich. Mm-hmm. And the point the article makes is those two played in the era before the three-point line.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure, that factors in.
She's made a bunch of them.
And she's made a billion threes because she is basically the Steph Curry of females. She just pulls up from wherever and drills it from 30 feet, 28 feet. She just doesn't care, right? She's 5 or 6 or 7 feet behind the line, and if she's open, she'll launch it. I saw it on SportsCenter this morning. Didn't she score the first 15 or something for Iowa just launching threes?
Yeah, you are correct.
So she just doesn't care. So is that unfair to Pete Maravich and Lynette Woodard? Maybe, but who cares?
Yeah.
This gal's an absolute freak in the best possible ways.
And records are meant to be broken. Tough gazungas.
Right. And the other comeback is she is so dominant that if she played without the three-point line, she would probably just say, fine, then I'm just going to drive past you and score 2.
Yeah.
It's going to take me longer to get to 33, but I'll probably get to 33 anyway because you're going to foul me more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know why people get so up in arms about that. She's launching 3. She's unbelievably
with
skilled.
arms wide rose.
Yeah. Anybody who's up in arms about that needs to do something different on Leap Day.
Yeah, you need
sleep
to take
it off, man.
Take a deep breath,
or just DM me and offer me $1,000 for my ant bobblehead.
I don't know how that would help.
Nobody wants that.
Why? You don't want an ant bobblehead?
Isn't a bobblehead in the shape of an ant?
Doesn't it have his dog with it?
Well, I didn't open it because I wanted to maintain its integrity. I want it unboxed. Oh. So I didn't even open it. But on the box, it does have a picture of Ant and the dog, and it says Ant and Ant Jr.
Yeah.
Aww.
Is that the name of the dog, Ant Jr.? Really?
I think so, yeah.
Is it really? That's cute.
Chris, you won some money last night because the Gophers didn't win, but they did cover 105-97. They lose to number 13 Illinois. They were with them almost the entire game.
Yeah, they played the game with them. They did, but that's just a great team.
Just faded late.
Illinois is great team. Illinois is probably a 2 seed.
And
I think they are number 2 in the country right now, aren't they?
No, sorry, for the March Madness. You knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a test.
Yeah.
Which is 2. How about that? Selection Sunday, 2 weeks from Sunday, man.
Suction Sunday?
Yeah, it's your dad and...
Uh-oh.
Okay, start over reverse.
Hang on, it's your dad and what now?
And Hawk's dad, or Hawk's...
Wow.
Hold on. Let me get
Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine.
Yeah, they're burning the magazine.
The last time when City Pages named you Sports Talk Host of the Year, they shut down a month later.
Yeah, they sure did.
Do you think Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine is ready to quit? So they're like, we're going to write an article about Sauce because...
It's over.
It worked for City Pages. Let's see if they can do it for us.
Yeah, probably.
I want to give credit where credit's due real quick. I want to tell you this, Sauce. You're one of those guys that I had no idea you were going to be in the magazine yesterday. You don't tell people things, man. And like that was me. I'd be like, hey, guys, guess what? I'm going to be on the magazine. I'd told people. You don't tell anybody anything.
Can I guess something?
Yeah.
Go ahead and say it.
My guess is you didn't know it was coming out yesterday.
Or you
I
forgot.
didn't know.
Did you forget you'd done it?
No, I did it 2 months ago. And
on Suction Sunday?
I didn't do it on your dad. Damn it.
God.
You didn't do it on my dad?
Why did they pick the guy who can't talk?
I didn't do it on my dad and yours anniversary.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, Suction Sunday.
You know who would have nailed that joke?
Tom Bernard.
Wapple from 93.
You're right.
Probably, yeah. But yeah.
Kid's funny, man.
Yes, I know.
What really matters is next. Ben Leber. Freaking Leber in 10 minutes. We haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I can't wait to ask him about Hawaii, about how the NFLPA grades came out and the Vikings crushed everything. Apparently, it's great to play for the Minnesota Vikings. We'll ask Ben about all that and much, much more after this on The Fan.
You can listen to The Fan.
Great game.
One of the best.
Which game was it?
Toe Jam and Earl for Sega Genesis.
Doesn't hold up.
Wasn't that
yes, it does.
Was it a cartoon as well?
I don't know if they made it into a cartoon. I mean, if they did, I didn't watch it.
It holds up.
Yeah, it's still fun. It's on the old on the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Online. You can play Genesis games. It's still fun.
95%. It's rated on some bit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I put it at your house a couple times. We put it all the time we were kids.
The best. One of the best, I'd say top 2 or 3 Sega Genesis game. Mortal Kombat for sure.
Oh, Mortal Kombat on Sega because there was blood. It
might be my favorite Genesis game. I actually probably liked it better than I like Mortal Kombat.
That's what really matters.
All right.
Oh, hell
it's time
yeah.
for What Really Matters, brought to you by our friends at Brandon Bills.
Yes. Thank you, Brandon Bills.
Type in the promo code KFAN at checkout at BrandonBills.com. You can save 20%, which is pretty sweet. Brandon Bills kicks ass.
Yeah, really, really great hats and shirts and more.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite Richard Lewis clips on Curb Your Enthusiasm. I finally found it. I couldn't figure out. I thought it was earlier in the show than it was, but it was in season 9. Do you remember when his parakeet dies?
Not really.
No.
So here's my deal with my memory with Curb. I've seen every episode, but almost every episode I've only seen once.
Right.
It's not like The Office where I've seen every episode 96 times and I can probably tell you word for word what the next line's going to be. My guess is when you explain it to me, I'll remember, but I don't necessarily remember that one.
His parakeet dies, and it's a big deal to him, but Larry, of course, it's a parakeet, right? I think I edited out the F words. I hope I did. What's that? No, it's not stopping.
Weird. Okay, there it goes.
I think I edited out all the F words. I hope I did.
Yeah.
But I would like to play this scene for you. And the reason it's my favorite one and the reason it sticks in my mind is because it's obviously, unscripted. They have an idea what they're doing, but they're all improv, right? And halfway through the scene, they're talking about something where they're supposed to be arguing and they're both laughing. And they left it in. And I think they left it in because Richard at one point acknowledges, well, the reason I'm laughing is this, because they're laughing at how ridiculous the scene is during a scene where they're not supposed to be laughing at each other. And I don't know why that scene sticks in my mind, but listen to this. I hope I edited out the F word. If not, it was good working with you guys.
Hey, by the way, good news about Fatwas. A lot of producers interested in it.
I don't care about you, Flay. Because my bird died, and you sent the most ridiculous, despicable text. Sorry about your bird. The good news is I'm still alive.
Rick.
This is a tragedy, and you treated it like it was nothing to me. How dare you?
I don't see it as a tragedy.
You don't? Why not? It's my
if it was
bird.
a parrot, it would be a tragedy.
Oh, really?
With some exotic bird from Brazil, like a macaw or a toucan.
I don't live in a cubic dance hall. I live in my own home, and it doesn't take toucans.
You know, it's a dead parakeet. That's a funny thing.
I loved him. It was unconditional love. It was
unconditional love.
He came over.
He doesn't know you from a hole in the wall.
He knows me. He knew you. Remember, he came over once. He went, Seinfeld. He loved you too.
I'm not quite sure it was Seinfeld. And you thought that was Seinfeld.
You know?
No, it's yeah, that's not Seinfeld.
You know why I'm laughing? At the sadness of your entire existence. You're so unjust.
I take that as a great compliment.
Well,
Brilliant. He wouldn't know you from a hole in the wall.
And he goes, yeah. And Richard starts laughing. He can't help himself.
I don't live in a Cuban dance hall.
I know, it's the
That's
best,
a great
man.
line.
Rest in peace, Richard Lewis. That's funny, man. God, they must have had so much fun filming that show.
Yeah.
And this season's great. If this truly is the last season, and I think it is, I'm buying it. I don't think they're pulling the rug out from us. If this is the last season, it's been great so far. Wild at Nashville, 7 o'clock tonight. Huge game because the Wild are 6 points behind Nashville for the final wild card spot in the West. Now they're chasing multiple teams, right? Because the Kings are in that mix. The Blues are tied with the Wild. The Flame, unless they played last night, I don't know. I didn't see last night. The Flames are right in the mix. There's a whole bunch of teams. If you lose this one, I don't want to see the season's over.
No, but
mathematically, you're in huge trouble.
Really? Already?
Well, just because this is the team that you're chasing.
Yeah,
so
right.
if they get 2 and you get 0, and now you're 8 points back with 1 fewer game to play, it just every loss to the teams that you're chasing the rest of the way are just absolutely devastating. Just 4-point swings the wrong way.
Yeah, they're 1 point back of the Flames, 1 point back of the Blues.
Oh, the Blues played last night and lost in overtime or something?
Yeah,
then?
the Blues have lost 3 straight.
Okay.
And they are 6 back of Nashville, who has won 6 straight.
Yep. Huge game tonight.
Yeah.
For the Minnesota Wild. But what really matters is this.
Every odd number has an E in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
1,
Math
3,
is
5, 7.
fascinating to me, man.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, what do they call it? Like pi, a number that just goes on and on and on and on.
Infinity?
Yeah, but there's a different. I'm listening to this book called Edison's Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Is he alive?
And it tells you
Ben Lieber's alive.
Is he here?
There's Ben.
In the book Edison Ghosts, this author tells you about the smartest people in history and really weird things about them. Like Einstein couldn't swim, but he loved boating, right? Right? You know, like a super smart guy who never learned to swim, but he loved boating, which is not a very smart thing, right?
Nope.
And when they're talking about Copernicus and folks like that, and they're trying to describe the things they figured out in math and what was illegal during their time to say was true because it was against the Bible. Fascinating stuff, man. And when they're talking about how those numbers like pi that just go on forever, how it was, I think it was Socrates or somebody like that hadn't believed that, so you weren't allowed to believe it, and people went to jail for not believing in numbers. It's just fascinating, man. Fascinating stuff. Hi, Ben.
Welcome back,
guys.
Benjamin Lee.
Hi, Ben. Sorry, man.
Back from Hawaii.
How are you?
Gosh, it's good to see you guys.
How was it? Was it awesome?
Tommy.
Where's Tommy?
He needs the week off.
Yeah, I don't know if you might have heard.
Oh no, I heard.
And you've heard the story?
I heard things.
I think I've heard the story.
What do you mean you think you've heard the story?
I mean, I think I know. I'm pretty much 100% sure I know what happened.
Well, we'll tell you off the air, which the listeners love.
Can confirm off of it air.
Yeah.
But
he needs a week off. Let's just say that. That's not why he's off.
No,
he needs a week off.
Yeah, he needs time.
Yeah.
He needs a bye week.
Yeah, he needs
and
time.
That is a poor choice of words.
It really isn't great.
Yeah. So, so last week I was flying out to Hawaii around, mid-morning. So I was able to listen to you guys. I heard, sort of what happened. And then, I found out, later on what he exactly said and did and admitted to.
Was it the talk of Hawaii? Did you guys talk about it on Twin Cities Live? The actual story.
It was not part of
Did you tell Elizabeth Reese the story? Does she know it?
She knows it.
Oh, no.
my gosh.
No. Oh, no. Now Elizabeth is never going to look at Tommy the same way.
Because her husband, Jay, he listens to the show quite a bit, too.
And he wanted to know.
And he was on the trip, too.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. There's a few people who feel that way, that they
can't look at Tommy the same way. Yeah, it's over for Tommy.
And as we've said for a week now, Ben, there's not a single person that we've told the story to that's gone, yeah? What's the big deal?
I feel like at this point, though, does anything really surprise us? That one surprises me.
Yes. Yeah, this one did. I think that's why we're all fascinated by this.
But
it's that shocking.
From this point going forward, though.
Good point. This is the Matador pulling away the...
Yeah.
It's like from now on, we should never be surprised when anything comes down the pipe. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, it's great to be with you guys.
Good to see you, Ben. I want to talk to you about Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, when we come back, let's do more of what really matters. We'll talk Hawaii. We'll talk about your last couple of weeks, because you've been all over the place, right? With kids, Hawaii, volleyball, horses, all this stuff. And then, again, the Vikings just crushed, again, that NFLPA report card. We'll talk to you about that. Lots to get to between now and 9 o'clock with Ben Leber right here on
St. Paul, the Fan.
Hey, welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. 6:39. Thank you for tuning in. Leber's here. We'll talk to .com Tom Pelissero from the NFL Network live from Indianapolis, Indiana, where the Combine is happening. And I believe gets underway in a big way today. Am I right about their, Saucy? Did they start working out today?
Yeah, today is the first day of workouts, and it is the defensive line and linebackers, Ben, two positions the Vikings desperately need.
Yeah.
So we'll see some of those big nose tackles run their 40s and work out today. I think it starts at 2 o'clock on the NFL Network, and I will watch a majority of it.
Yeah. That's got to be the number one position outside of quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all kind of thinking that if everything's the same at 11, there's no movement up, down, whatever, and they don't go quarterback, it's got to be defensive line.
Is it not, Ben, is the theory not almost exactly the same? The people that want to move on from Kirk because he's going to be $40 to $50 million a year.
Yeah.
They're saying, I'd rather have, J.J. McCarthy on a rookie deal than Kirk Cousins. Even if I love Cousins, we need to save the money. Let's go young. Couldn't you argue the exact same thing with Danielle Hunter and Jared Verse or whatever and just say, I'd rather have Verse on a rookie deal. Let's let Danielle walk. I love Danielle. He's still a beast. But for the people that are screaming Kirk and J.J. McCarthy, I don't know. If you go defensive end at 11, you got to let Danielle walk.
I think Harley Crankenbottom out of Auburn.
Hey, can you see if we can get your guy on?
Yeah, that's Have you not seen his
is that
breakdown?
One of the names?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't respond to my text.
He hates your guts.
We should have him on maybe a couple weeks after the Combine.
He told me it was ridiculous to respond to your emails because you couldn't read.
Oh, God, he hates my guts.
He hates your guts.
He's not wrong, though.
We should have him on, though.
Yeah, we'll have him on. He's busy this morning. He's
at the Combine. He goes, right?
Yeah.
So, and the linebackers, Ben, are also pass rush guys.
What?
So Dallas Turner will work out today. He's a guy to watch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's been your guy.
Yeah,
it's been one of your guys.
Byron Murphy, the defensive tackle from Texas, is also a stud.
Wait, another Byron Murphy?
Yeah, so
this one's not a junior, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's the second. Yeah, so that's fun TV, and as I said, entertaining TV.
You said elite.
It is. It's elite TV for me.
Yeah.
I love the Combine. I'm not afraid of it.
You're not?
Yeah. Boy.
I'm
taking a hell of a
it.
stance there.
Yeah. Be careful with that.
So how is Hawaii?
Yeah, Ben.
Hawaii was great. Look, I mean, there is... Okay, raise of hands. Who's been?
I think just Sauce.
I've been, yeah.
You're Ben.
I've been, yeah.
Outside of me, Ben.
Just me.
Who else has been?
I've not
just
been.
Me. I think, yeah.
In what island?
Come on, I want to lay ya. Kauai?
Yeah, the Garden State.
Stunning.
The Garden one. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Island,
yeah.
See, I'm with you. I would. So we were on the Big Island. The Big Island, as the name suggests, you guys, is the biggest of the Hawaiian Islands. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Interesting.
That makes sense, branding-wise.
It's beautiful. I mean, that's the one thing is, the beauty of Hawaii is like one of those things you just have to see. Especially, and every island's sort of different. The Big Island still has the active volcano, which we did not go see because it was like a 2-hour bus ride just each way, and it's a long day to go do that. But some of the people on the trip did go see the actual lava flows and all of those stuff. But the island itself, it is wild. Like, you hear about it, you know that there's an active volcano there, you know that that's how the whole thing was formed. You know, look, we've all been through 4th grade geography, like we all get it. But when you actually see that the island is all lava rock, you're like, this was all just lava at some point in time.
Yeah.
And all the golf courses are basically just carved out of lava rock. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Right? So I think the beauty of it, and the thing about the Big Island is like they have, apparently to them, do we have some Hawaiian music?
Oh, brilliant.
If you look at
like SpongeBob
at the base of where the mountain starts, that Hawaiian island on the Big Island has the largest mountain in the world.
You should always start measuring from where the base of the mountain starts.
Well, but it's underwater. You know what I'm saying? So Mount Everest, Mount Everest is the tallest because they're measuring basically from the ground level to the top.
Oh, it's not Olympus Mons here. Come on.
Yeah. So apparently it has the biggest mountain in the world. So it's kind of crazy that you're at sea level on the beach and you look up and there's a giant mountain in the distance. So part of it is lush, like rainforest, lava rock, beach. It's cool.
A little bit of everything.
You got a little bit of everything. So really cool. Golf course is beautiful. Sauce, you would have loved it. I golfed just 9.
Yeah, which is the perfect amount.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it looked great. I saw your pics.
Yeah, it was beautiful. So,
how'd you hit them?
You know, look, no joke. I know everybody gets up to the tee box and like, it's been a while since I've swung a club, or I hadn't swung a golf club in over a year. So I did fine. I did fine. You know, it was like that first round. You have no expectations. You know, it was great. Yeah. We had 175 viewers on the trip.
Jeez.
Whoa.
And
I wouldn't have guessed you had that total.
Hi, Daddy.
It was great to interact with everybody, and it was the right balance of like doing some work. You know, we did some work.
Yeah.
And then there was a nice balance of just some leisure. So, guys,
awesome.
I couldn't recommend it enough. It was a good trip. Just be prepared. It is a long flight.
So what are we talking?
It's like going to Europe.
Well, so yesterday when we flew back, we had the red eye. We left at essentially 9:30 p.m. Hawaii time, which is a 4-hour time change from Minneapolis time. We landed at LAX. So there was a 5.5 to 6 hour flight to LAX. Oof. We had a 3-hour layover at LAX.
That's the hardest part.
That was the hardest part.
Yeah, that's the killer.
And then it was a 3.5 hour flight from LAX. So we landed at 2 p.m.
So it's 10 hours in the air plus the layover.
Plus the layover.
Yep. You got home last night at 2 a.m.?
I got home. No, I got home yesterday afternoon.
I was going to say, you are the man.
No, yesterday afternoon at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
How's your circadian rhythm right now? Is it completely off, or you feel pretty normal?
No, I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
What time did you go to bed last night?
11.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, so I tried to stay on my normal time.
Sure.
And boy, I slept like a lava rock.
I bet
it was great.
Did you take your fam, the wife, anybody?
No. So then my daughter she had a whole month of equestrian shows in Florida. So Abby was with Ames over the weekend in Florida. My mother-in-law came up and watched the boys, and
Very cool.
So I was solo in Hawaii.
So when Ames is traveling, not that this is my business at all, but I'm just curious. So when Ames is traveling as much as she does, is this essentially like she's got to stay connected to school via the old internet? Is she basically trying to
quit?
She has to. Exactly.
Did she drop out?
That's my nice way of asking. Did she drop out to ride horses?
No. So the nice thing is Benilde's been really accommodating, and really she leaves on Thursday and comes back Sunday. So she has, they're all prepared. She gets all the schoolwork, everything sent to her. so as you know, so much of stuff is done online.
Yeah.
You know.
You can catch up pretty quick.
I got to give her a lot of credit. She busts her ass even when she's there in her downtime. She'll be cranking out the homework on the weekends in Florida. So yeah, I mean, she made the honor roll this last semester. I mean, she's a good student.
What a good life lesson anyway, right? If you want something, great, go get it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you get to sacrifice the rest of your responsibilities.
Correct.
So learn how to balance the two. That's awesome.
It's not one or the other. You have to figure out how to do both.
Yes. Good for her.
Yes, you're 100% correct.
That's
so
awesome.
anyway, it's been a good trip, and so now now we're home for a couple weeks, and then actual spring break starts, and then we're gone again.
Are you going to Turds and Tacos?
Yeah, you're going to your place. You have to be going to Turks and Caicos, right?
I'm going to go to Rosie's spot this time. This time I'm going to Rosie's
spot. You're sitting in front row at a Wolves game?
Yeah, you're having Parrish pick up the tab at Manny's?
Oh, nobody got me.
All of that. Which
you're going to lunch with the Vikings Ring of Honor?
I loved how Sauce's answer for half the questions, Manny's.
He's just name dropping to get free stuff. He knows the game.
He does love himself some Manny's. He does.
You are correct, sir.
I do like how you threw in the fact that, look, if we're talking last meals, you're having like 8 cocktails.
Of course.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah. And I would have eaten more, but I didn't want to embarrass myself.
Here's how smart Sauce was in that little survey in Minneapolis St. Paul magazine. Even if he wanted to say Manny's, you got to throw a dart like, hey, but I like Spoon and Stable too.
Yeah.
What do you like?
I like Demi as well.
Bellicor, but what about Bellicor?
Oh yeah. Gavin might read this.
You got to drop every single one of them just in case the next time you call up Gavin and go, hey, I'm coming to Spoon and Stable. He'll go, not tonight. You're not.
I don't know who the hell you are.
I wrote Yang Z too.
I saw that. And then you said you would eat the whole left side of the menu.
Yang Z is the jam.
I'd eat it right now, wouldn't you, Hawk?
You damn right I would.
Yeah. What would you get? The left side of the menu?
What's on the left side of the menu?
Guy.
Whoa, what?
What?
What's on the left side of the menu, and why don't you like the right side of the menu?
He can't read.
I can't read. That's an old Chris Farley bit. Have you seen that bit where it's like him and Spade and a couple other guys take Sidney Crawford out? And
Sidney Crawford?
Cindy. Sorry.
Sydney's her brother.
Yeah, it's her brother.
Yeah, good dude.
But they take Cindy Crawford out, and they're at like a steakhouse, and the menu comes, and Farley opens it and goes, I'll take this half. And it's funny. You had to be there, man.
I guess so.
Where?
On your couch watching it.
Yeah, correct.
Anyway, there you go. Ben's back. The combine is happening. He's excited. We're all excited. It's all happening.
All right, let's do more of what really matters. But let's talk football, though. Ben, the 2024 NFLPA report card came out. Last year, the Vikings were number 1. Mm-hmm. The Dolphins were number 2. They swapped this year. Dolphins 1, Vikings 2. But the NFLPA president said the Dolphins and Vikings were, quote, in a league of their own.
Ooh.
And in terms of the highest rated coaches, KOC was in the top 3.
Yeah.
In terms of the players liking him that much. The bottom 5 teams, like I said, the Vikings were 2. Bottom 5 teams, man, it was weird. Pittsburgh, 28. New England, 29. Chargers, 30. KC, 31. Washington, 32. The craziest thing about this was KC, outside of Andy Reid, KC failed so many things. Mm-hmm. Like they hate the owner. They hate so much. They basically love Andy and everything else sucks.
Why do they hate the owner? Is it?
I think that's a good question. Like, I don't know how many players. I only learned more about the ownership, I think, when I was like more like done playing. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many players actually concern themselves with the way the owners run the company. Now, Jerry Jones, completely different situation. Sure, I think everybody understands, like, he's a different animal. I don't think the Hunt family.
Whoa.
I didn't know that they carried a reputation where the players would care or even notice how the team is organized or run. And they don't live in town. I think they live in Texas.
Yeah, they do live in Texas.
So how often are they there? Now, that being said, I think if you're a player with the Vikings, you understand that the Wolves. Now, this is all before the surveys and all this other stuff and whatever. But I'm sure they understand how good the Wolves are. But how much on your day-to-day is concerned with the ownership of the club?
Don't know.
I don't know.
But like you said, the Vikings report card for that part of this is off the charts. Treatment of families, A. They finished first in the NFL.
Wow.
Ownership, A+. It says second here, so that must have been a tie. How do you get second if you have an A+?
Somebody had an A++.
I guess. Head coach, second with A+. Team travel, A-, second. Strength coaches, A, that's first. Their lowest score was training
Broadcast
staff
team.
with training staff. It's going to be worse if Russell Wilson's the quarterback. Training staff is a B. That was 9th, but we've had turnover there, correct?
We've had turnover there, yeah.
The food and cafeteria was a B+. That finished 7th.
Wow, I can't believe that because let me tell you, that's some good eats.
Really?
My gosh.
I thought this was interesting, though. How about these two, Ben?
Hey.
This finished 5th overall, but 98% of the players feel Kevin O'Connell is efficient with their time. So
Oh, nice.
That's sweet.
Only a couple think he's not efficient, but even better. KOC finished first in this category. Players believe Kevin O'Connell is willing to listen to the locker room. He finished number 1 in the league.
Damn.
Just willing to listen. KOC will listen. That's pretty cool, right?
He walks the walk. I mean, he talks about it in the media, how he'll have dialogue with these guys, and he wants the players to have ownership over this team. And so, look, I think it's let's put this out there: the fact that you'd rather be on that side of this survey than the other side of the survey.
Yeah,
right.
Of course,
100%. It is funny though that the teams that finish at the bottom are some of the blue bloods and the ones that have had the most success.
Specifically Pittsburgh, New England, and KC.
Yes.
Like the last 20 years, those are maybe the 3 most dominant teams.
Right. And we get it that, Belichick, the combo of Belichick, Brady, generational, maybe never done, although Andy Reid and Mahomes are doing their best to replicate it and make it better. But it does take superstar Hall of Fame talent to be successful. But I think there are some owners out there that say, "Great, I'm glad that you guys feel that these other teams are better with these other amenities, but we win championships."
Yeah.
So what do you want? You're a free agent. You want to come play with the best of the best and win championships, or do you want to go someplace and get really hot food and a good locker room? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's I would much rather be having A's in these categories, but what people talk about with legacy is championships. So I don't know. Maybe the Hunt family's doing it right.
Did you ever play for a coach who didn't listen to the locker room at all? I have one in mind.
Well, who?
Childress.
No, actually, I thought Brad was really good with that.
Oh, I'm surprised by that, to be honest with you.
No, I actually thought that Brad was pretty good about listening to. We would have these like little leadership council meetings, and sometimes there are times where decisions have been made and they bring you in and they're like, okay, this is all just for optics, and hey, we talked about this as a leadership group and this is the decision, and we would have these discussions and it would be like, well, this is what we're doing. And we're like, oh. So you're just going to tell us what we're doing, and we're basically the minions that have to go out there and disseminate that information. There were times where that happened, but I felt like for the most part he was genuinely asking, like, "Hey, what should we do?" We've had we'd get practices canceled or practices shortened during training camp, all this other stuff, because he would listen to what the leadership council was saying. Like, "Hey, dude, we need a break." No, I actually thought for the most part he was a pretty good listener.
I can't find it right now, but I read it yesterday when this thing came out. I think it was the Chargers when they were talking about the treatment of the families. I think it was the Chargers that they said charge $75 a day for child care for game day.
Yeah.
And then $50 for each additional child. And it's something like, well, in the real world, that makes sense. That's something that happens.
Correct, yeah.
But they made it sound like that's such an outlier that the Chargers are nickel and diming you if you drop off your kids because you don't have anybody to watch them and you got to play a football game, that we're going to charge you maybe $125 for a couple of kids. In the big scheme of things, of course, it's about principle, right? If you're making $900,000 to play that game, I don't think you care about the money. It's just the fact that your team is milking you for taking care of your kids. Is that something you ran into in San Diego? Things like that?
Well, I don't remember because I didn't have kids there and I didn't have to worry about it.
But didn't hear about it from other players?
I never heard about it. I mean, my biggest complaint in San Diego was the food situation because we did not have a cafeteria. Breakfast and lunch was catered in every day.
Oh, I'd quit.
Every day.
Catered in food? You would quit?
I didn't hear
What's wrong with catered in food?
I just like the thought of a cafeteria. It brings
You really
camaraderie.
do. And lunch ladies.
Well, I mean,
you watch
when you contrast that with what I had with the Vikings. Now, I was at Old Winter Park, and we actually had a cafeteria,
which was still pretty good.
I thought, I mean, holy cow, what a difference. I mean, it was, we have like hot food pretty much all the time, and then you can customize your breakfast if you want. You can walk in the back and say, hey, Gigi, can I get a pile of egg whites with X, Y, and Z or whatever? And then she would just make it for you. In San Diego, it's just like, here's your here's your like food that's just been plated on this slop tray, you know.
God, I love slop trays.
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
Yeah, I acted in it.
Oh.
No, that was my only complaint. But the flip side is we would eat outside if you wanted to. So
That's
that was
sweet.
So you got to, I don't know, it's like when you walk outside with the tray of food and you're just in the morning sun and just eating, you don't really care.
Man, if it meant I'd play for the San Diego Chargers, but I got fed prison slop, I'd probably still do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, who
and
cares?
I was a rookie. I didn't know
It's
any
paradise.
better.
San Diego's paradise.
Yeah, I didn't know any better.
Did you have better conditions at Kansas State?
No, because your first 2 years you have to eat at the dorm. You just ate dorm food,
Right.
And our dorm was not connected clearly to the football facility. Like our football facility did not have a cafeteria at all. They do now. They have a training table now that's connected to the stadium. So the players, since get done, walk over, they get all their smoothies and they have the juice bars and all this other stuff. They have like awesome food. No, we had to get in our car, drive to the dorm, go eat, your unlimited Salisbury steak, which was delicious.
Oh, my God, Salisbury steak.
I know.
It wails.
With the extra gravy.
Oh, man, even TV dinner Salisbury steak.
I know.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Look, again, I was a fat ass in college. And it was dorm food, but it was all you can eat. The athletes could have all you can eat. So you bet your butt that I took advantage of that.
Wow.
Good for you, Ben.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
good
so
for you.
I didn't. Yeah, you're coming from high school and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
buffets every day.
The first time I ever got heavy was when I moved away from home for the first time because I was making my own money and I could go to fast food every day.
Correct.
And guess what I did? I went to fast food every day.
Think about this, though.
Oh, dude.
Think about this. When I got there, they were like, hey, skinny young 18-year-old high school kid, like, we need you to gain weight.
Oh,
so
Lordy.
like everybody gets to college and puts on the freshman 15.
Yeah, I'm still
like,
doing that.
It's just like part of the thing, right?
Yeah,
it's drinking,
right,
it's
for sure.
eating, it's whatever. I was told to put on the freshman
Lord.
15. So
That's the greatest gift anyone
is the
can give
greatest
anybody.
gift.
Is please
Yeah.
put on
Good
weight.
for
This is
you.
the greatest gift these eyes have ever seen.
I know.
Oh, Lord.
The best.
Oh, man. Boy, Tommy wishes he was here right now.
Yeah.
You know he does because he's got some things to say about that.
Speaking of just putting on a bunch of weight, I just imagine Clark Hunt of the Kansas City Chiefs, seeing that he got these bad grades, just going White Goodman on the end at the end of dodgeball. Right, when he's sitting there with the trophies, he's got the Lombardi trophy in his arm, but just shoveling in ice cream, gaining hundreds of pounds, going, they all hate me.
Yeah.
Everybody hates me.
Yeah, it's over.
Ben, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to stop by Cub on the way home and get some Salisbury steak TV dinners. I am. I haven't had that in, I bet it's been 20 years since I had a Salisbury steak.
Augusto,
What is a Salisbury steak?
Is it a hamburger and gravy?
I think it's just basically a meatloaf patty,
I think it's
right?
hamburger,
How good is meatloaf?
Meatloaf
wails.
Yeah,
Stop
meatloaf
it.
kicks ass.
Give me
kicks
some
ass.
ketchup. Oh,
I can actually
A little
hear you
bacon on
getting
top.
fatter.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Would you have a good meatloaf? It is dynamite.
Come on.
Oh, it's
little
some
mashed taters on the side.
Oh, God.
A little cling to your
And
ribs kind of food.
and of course, you just mash it all in together.
Oh,
you,
Lordy,
you put a little corn on there, too.
Oh, my
yeah.
God. Don't even get any macaroni and cheese near me. I can't have it. It's too much.
All right, .com Tom in about 40 minutes from the Combine, but more with Ben Leber after this. The news with Chris after this on the Power Trip Morning Show.